Well, let's see what Aya Johnson thinks. He's a director at the Viewpoint Africa, and he joins us from London. Aya Johnson, what is the significance of Charles Taylor trial, especially for international justice?
Well, from a West African perspective, I think it sends the right signals that Charles Taylor clearly supported the RUF, who were then a rebel movement that were fighting a war against the Sierra Leonean government. It also shows that he had a vision to control the diamond mines, and also it shows justice for all those victims, especially the women and children, many of them who were taken as slaves. And of course, also for many people who are still alive who've had their arms and their legs chopped off. I think it's success from that perspective that a former president with the magnitude and the special lawyers and legal teams that he had around him could be found guilty in this fashion.
Well, you talk about arms and legs being chopped off. Let's look at the court itself. Now, let me put that into perspective. We just had news that the U.S. is expanding its illegal drone war in Yemen. These assassination drone strikes have caused countless number of civilian casualties, which this, for Yemen, would mean more civilian deaths. The U.S. and U.K. wars in Afghanistan and in Iraq, well, I'm sure you know, it's killed over 1 million people. Do you think the court one day will ask George W. Bush or Tony Blair or even Barack Obama for their crimes for the same international justice to be applied to them?
Well, one of the most significant parts about this so-called justice that you're talking about from the International Criminal Court's perspective is that this is the first time that a former president has been found guilty. So I think it sets the stage for such to happen. But in the case of the United States, I think that is unlikely to happen, irrespective of whatever crimes they may have been committed, simply because the United States is not a signature to that court. They don't respect that court, and as a result, I don't think any American would face it. But for those countries who are subscribed to that court, who respect it, I think it sets the right tones, and it shows that these sort of cases can happen. The worry is that as long as it's not been shown that this is a court that goes out to capture African presidents alone, but it shows that it can actually bring people around the world who are perceived as breaking the law for 1,000 reasons.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you. Aya Johnson, director at Viewpoint from Africa. We appreciate that. News Corporation founder Rupert Murdoch has appeared